Good morning folks, so in this video I'm going to explain something that I picked up yesterday at the Citroen and Renault Classic Car Rally. So these are of course the original seats for this car. The driver's side one is in pretty good condition, well padded up as well. These are, mine's best description is as comfy as grandma's old sofa, all sprung loaded. The passenger side one however hasn't fared so well, got a few tears we can see. And also, if we sit on it, this one just sort of collapses in the corner, which I don't understand entirely why, but never mind. Anyway, the issue with these seats is, besides this one's got a tear, as we can see here, there is nothing here on the sides to adjust the positions of them. These are statically bolt upright like this, which means that whereas, say, in a later 5 for example, you could pull a lever and you could adjust the back of the seat to make it a bit more comfy for long journeys, so you weren't sat bolt upright and your back starts to ache basically. And I can verify that because I did 400 miles over the weekend and it took a little bit of a custom position to be able to do it for a long period of time, because your back does start to sort of say, yeah, this is too long now. So yeah, anyway, getting to the actual point of this actual video, a good friend of mine, Paul, has been basically working to clear some Renault parts for someone, and in the collection of parts turned up these absolutely gold find optional extra reclining seats with this little handle here on the side. Now, from what I've found out from looking at all the brochures I've got, these were standard on the 8S and the other sporty models, but on the base of spec cars like this one, this was an optional extra. So yeah, it was quite a find to be able to get hold of some. So what I'm going to do is, not entirely sure what the differences are in terms of putting them in, because on these seats all we've literally got is these little brackets here that go with the runners built into the floor, and there's literally one bolt holding it in, which is this one at the front here. So yeah, I'm going to take these seats out and get one of these lined up in place and see how we get on. Here we have it, everyone. We've now got the 8S recliners in. So if I pull this lever here, it springs up rather lively, like so. And because of the fact it's now got an independent runner that isn't built into the floor, it actually goes backwards and forwards with some ease now. Actually do it with one hand, look. Easier when you sit like that. So yeah, not bad. I just need to take it back out because I need to hoover up around it where the sand bedding just sort of dropped half of its fluff, and also want to paint underneath this bracket where the original runner was, because obviously I didn't actually know it came off till today. So yeah, paint that. So basically, to get these back out, where the hell did I put the ratchet? Oh, there it is. There's supposed to be 2 bolts, the other one is back here, because obviously now I've got the runner in there that was actually screwed at the back. So I'm going to take this one here back out. And I don't know if I've done this correctly at the back here, but I'm willing to bet I probably have, because of, well, logic really. So if we literally slide that forwards like we would have done the original seat, I have to put you down there for a minute. There we go. Do this. Wiggle it all the way forward off the runners mounted on the floor itself. And what we've got here is they're the runners. Now originally this old seat literally had the little clips in the middle here for adjusting where the seat sat, and they just run up and down these here. Now in this situation, as I said, these have their own separate subframes, so they actually just mount on. Now this is what these new ones have got, which is effectively the same as what the base of the old seat had, but these actually come with these little brackets that go through those little holes, and I can't entirely work out how the hell you're supposed to get them on there with the little clamps on. I really can't entirely see what the clamps are actually supposed to do, because if you've got the 2 bolts at the front, all these back ones I've got to do is stay in the runners, and because they're obviously welded in place, they're not going to move. I think quite possibly they'll maybe put on in the previous car they're in, because maybe they didn't fit quite right and the brackets were used to actually hold it in place properly. because this is all it is here, and basically obviously it goes through the base, and then it's it goes that way around, so then it would just basically sit like that. But if I put them in those brackets that go into the runners in the floor, they don't actually fit at all, and the only way to get them in there to fit properly and clamp it to those runners would actually be to cut these up a bit, which makes me think that I reckon they've probably been made up and used for some sort of a mod job to get them in a previous car that maybe they weren't meant to be in the first place. I'm not sure. So, but yeah, because as I say, these brackets here just slide straight in. You've got two front ones to secure it, so it will be exactly like the original seats were anyway. So I'm just going to slide these in as they are and bolt the front down, and then as far as I'm concerned that should be fine. Okay chaps, so here we go. I've done the painting. We had these old, I'll show you, look, these little runners here used to sit down here, and then the old seat used to use that as its runner to know where to stop and allow you to adjust the seat backwards and forwards. That comes out entirely because on this seat you've got a separate subframe underneath the seat that bolts it down, and then it's got its own little runner set, which makes it a lot easier, I must add, to roll backwards and forwards, because it's one big problem I've always had with these seats, trying to get them to roll backwards and forwards on that runner when you've got the sand deadening in the carpet next to it is an absolute headache. So it takes an awful lot of brute force to do it, but as you can see I can now do it by hand. Voila, so that's a lot better, it's much more improved. And I've got a feeling, because of the fact that we're now on its own little subframe and separate own runners, I think they actually go a bit further back than they did before now. I could be wrong, but I think so. Because that seat here, when I just sat in it to adjust it for me driving, it feels like the seat is in a totally new position. Well, I think it speaks for itself. The seat's looking a damn sight better. We've used microfiber cloth with some sodomized leather cream, which has all the natural oils and stuff that leather needs to stay in good condition. We've retreated it in well, give it a damn good rub in. You can see it's looking nice and shiny now, and hopefully nowhere near as dirty. It's still coming up a little bit dirty on the pad, but damn sight better than it was. It doesn't feel horrible to the touch anymore. But yeah, it's looking really smart, and I think they're much more actually. I think this colour actually far better suits the car. The only trouble is though, of course, the door cards were done the brown that the seats were done in, so that's a slight problem, but we can work around that. I don't really mind. It's not really something I notice very much, so yeah, I'm quite happy with it, because really, if you think the seats are mounted to the floor of the car, and the floor of the car's got a black mat, so black on black to me works quite well. I'm getting rid of the carpet. I'm going to get a roll of rubber matting and actually cut a new one out for the front and the back with these old ones as templates, because these ones, as you can see, got great big cracks along them and aren't in the best condition, so that's what I'm planning to do with those. Overall, really happy with them.